Can you imagine a neighborhood tyrant so cruel she'd trip a pregnant woman on a public sidewalk just to prove a point? That's exactly what happened in my quiet, upscale community, and let me tell you, the fallout was something nobody saw coming. I'm Ethan Caldwell, and on paper, I'm just a tech consultant levying in the gated enclave of Silver Oak Haven, a stone's throw from the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. My life looks ordinary: a modest two-story colonial, a neatly trimmed lawn, early morning jogs, and the occasional backyard barbecue. But there's more to me than meets the eye, and when someone hurts my family, they're playing with fire they can't handle. Let me set the scene. Silver Oak Haven is the kind of place where every mailbox matches, and the HOA rules are treated like holy scripture. I moved here for convenience, close to my day job that most folks think involves coding software for government contracts. My neighbors see me tapping away on my laptop or flipping burgers at cookouts, assuming I'm just another desk jockey. They don't know about the reinforced gym in my basement, where I keep my skills sharp, or that my business trips often align with news reports of covert operations halfway across the globe. Blending in is my specialty, and I like it that way. My cousin, Lena Navarro, moved in 3 houses down about a month ago. She's 5 months pregnant, radiant with that expectant mother glow, and trying to build a home while her husband, Marco, a Marine, is deployed overseas. Lena's the kind of person who lights up a room always smiling, planting daisies in her garden, and snapping photos of her growing belly to send to Marco. When a house opened up near mine, it felt like fate. She moved in, painting the nursery in soft blues, dreaming of the day Marco would come home to meet their baby. But not everyone welcomed her with open arms. Enter Patricia Hensley, the HOA president and self-appointed queen of Silver Oak Haven. Mid-50s, with a razor-sharp blonde bob and a wardrobe of designer blazers, Patricia carried herself like she owned the neighborhood. She was always armed with a leather notebook, scribbling down every minor infraction: grass too long, trash cans out past 7 a.m., you name it. Her pale blue nail polish gleamed as she tapped her pen, her lips perpetually pursed like she was sucking on a lemon. From the second Lena's MOVing van rolled in, Patricia was watching from her window, her binoculars flashing in the sunlight as she catalogued every box. Trouble started fast. Lena hung a small Puerto Rican flag next to an American one on her porch, a nod to her roots, a way to make her new house feel like home. I thought it looked great, the flags fluttering beside her marigolds. Patricia disagreed. 2 days after Lena settled in, I was helping her assemble a crib when the doorbell jabbed 3 times, sharp and demanding. Lena opened the door to find Patricia standing there, notebook clutched like a shield, her eyes scanning the foyer for violations. "We have strict rules about exterior decorations," Patricia said, her voice clipped. "Flags must be approved by the HOA committee." Lena, ever polite, rested a hand on her belly. "I didn't know. Is there a form I need to fill out?" Patricia ignored the question, her gaze locked on the Puerto Rican flag. "The American flag is fine," she said, scribbling in her notebook with a pen that probably cost more than Lena's porch decor. "That one comes down today. It doesn't meet our aesthetic standards." Lena tried to explain it was about her heritage, but Patricia cut her off. "Rules are rules. I'll check tomorrow to ensure compliance." She flashed a smile colder than a winter wind and strode off. My fist clenched, but Lena touched my arm, silently asking me to let it go. I should have pushed back then. That was my first mistake. Over the next 2 weeks, Patricia turned Lena's life into a nightmare. Every day brought a new violation. Lena's mailbox was too glossy. Her garden hose was improperly coiled. Her potted ferns were unapproved flora. Each notice came with a fine and Patricia's smug disdain. "She's singling me out," Lena confided one evening as we sat on her patio, sipping iced tea under the glow of fireflies. "The guy next door has a gnome statue, and nobody cares. But me? I'm the problem." I noticed it too. Patricia prowled past Lena's house daily, snapping photos, her heels clicking like a predator on the hunt. It was harassment, plain and simple, but Lena, desperate to fit in, paid the fines and complied. Just ignore her, I said, though every instinct screamed to handle it my way. In my world, threats don't get ignored, they get eliminated. Lena's doctor recommended daily walks to stay healthy during her pregnancy, and Silver Oak's smooth sidewalks were perfect for it. Yesterday, I was working from home when I glanced out my window and saw Lena strolling by, one hand on her belly, pausing to snap a photo of a dragonfly on a lavender bush. She looked happy, finally at peace. Then Patricia appeared around the corner, notebook in hand, sunglasses hiding her eyes but not the scowl twisting her face. She planted herself in Lena's path, her posture screaming confrontation. I couldn't hear their words, but Patricia's wild gestures and finger-pointing told me enough. Lena tried to step around her, but Patricia blocked her, forcing Lena toward the edge of the sidewalk. My gut churned. Something was wrong. I grabbed my phone and bolted for the door, moving with the calm urgency that kicks in when seconds matter. By the time I reached the lawn, Patricia was inches from Lena, jabbing a finger at her face. Violation of Section 8, Paragraph 4. Patricia's voice rang out. No photography of community property without permission. Lena held up her phone, her voice steady but strained. It's just a dragonfly for my husband. He loves them. Patricia snapped. That dragonfly is on HOA land, and you've been warned about loitering. I was 30 yards away when it happened. Patricia's foot shot out, a deliberate, vicious move, catching Lena's ankle as she tried to step past. Lena went down hard, twisting to protect her belly, her knee slamming into the concrete, then her hip. Her cry, sharp, laced with fear, hit me like a bullet. I sprinted as Patricia loomed over her, a smirk curling her lips. People like you don't belong in Silver Oak, she said, low and venomous. I'll make sure you get that. What the hell did you do? I roared, dropping beside Lena. Her face was pale, tears streaming, hands cradling her belly. Patricia adjusted her sunglasses, cool as ice. Your cousin wasn't watching her step. And she was breaking HOA rules, photographing community property. Lena, gasping, showed me her phony, a stunning shot of the dragonfly, wings glinting. I helped her up, checking her injuries with the precision of someone who's patched up wounds in war zones. Her knee bled, and she clutched her side, wincing. Are you okay? The baby? I asked. I don't know, she whispered, her voice breaking. I felt a pain when I fell. Patricia was already walking away, her heels clicking, tossing over her shoulder. Be more careful. And review the bylaws about loitering. Rage surged, my training kicking in, that cold focus where the world narrows to the mission. But Lena needed me more. She was shaking, her hands shielding her unborn child. Hospital now, I said, guiding her to my car. As I buckled her in, she murmured. She did it on purpose, Ethan. She tripped me. I know, I said, my voice steel. I saw everything. The 20-minute drive to Fort Belvoir Hospital was torture. Lena rubbed her belly, whispering prayers for her baby. I gripped the wheel, holding her hand, projecting calm I didn't feel. If anything happened to her child because of Patricia's cruelty, there'd be hell to pay. The ER staff whisked Lena in when I explained the assault. A nurse with warm eyes took her for tests while I filled out forms, my pen nearly snapping from the force of my grip. In the hallway, rage and fear collided. I stared at my phone, knowing what I had to do. Patricia hadn't just been petished, committed a crime, endangering my family. In my line of work, that triggers protocols. I made the call. Alpha Charlie 917, I said into the secure line. Code red. Silver Oak Haven, Arlington. Target assaulted a pregnant military family member. A pause, then a clipped voice. Confirmed, Commander. Assets inbound. ETA 10 minutes. Dr. Sarah Kim emerged, her calm demeanor easing my dread. Mr. Caldwell, Lena's fine. The baby's heartbeat is strong, no placental issues. She's bruised and scraped, but she didn't land on her abdomen. Relief hit, then hardened into resolve. Can I see her? I asked. Yes, but we'll monitor her another hour. Ensure she rests and follows up with her OBGYN. Inside, Lena clutched an ultrasound image, tears of relief on her cheeks. The baby's okay, Ethan. It's a girl. I hugged her gently. That's incredible, Lena. She studied me, knowing me too well. What are you doing? I see that look. I shrugged. What makes you think I'm doing anything? Her voice dropped. Marco told me you know. After you got him reassigned to Kuwait instead of Iraq, he figured out you're not just a tech guy. I smiled faintly. Few knew I was a SEAL Team 6 commander, my tech job a cover for missions that never made the news. I made a call, I admitted. Patricia assaulted you, a Marine's wife. That's not something I let slide. Her eyes widened. Who'd you call? Some friends, I said. They're eager to meet her. Lena mentioned an HOA meeting that night at the clubhouse, where Patricia planned to discuss community standards, likely targeting Lena for EVY tie-in. Perfect timing. After Lena's discharge, we returned to Silver Oak as the sun dipped low, casting shadows across pristine lawns. Cars filled the clubhouse lot, a grand brick building Patricia called our little capital. Lena limped, her bandaged knee a stark reminder of Patricia's malice. You should rest, I urged, but she shook her head. If she's coming for me, I'm facing her. I won't let my daughter grow up thinking we hide from bullies. Halfway across the lot, a familiar sound cut through. Saw whump whump whump, saw helicopter rotors. Two Black Hawks roared over the treeline, lights blinking in the dusk, descending fast toward the community green. Neighbors spilled from the clubhouse, gaping as the choppers landed, rotors whipping grass and leaves. Patricia pushed through, her face red, hair askew. This is private property, she shrieked, unheard over the noise. I'll call the police. The doors slid open, and 16 SEALs poured out, forming a perimeter with lethal precision, weapons ready. From the second chopper strode Lieutenant Mason, Hawk, Turner, my second in command, 6 feet 3 inches of pure intimidation. Patricia froze as he approached, his eyes blazing through his tactical mask. Ma'am, Lieutenant Turner, SEAL Team 6. We're here about an assault on a military family member. The crowd went silent, neighbors clutching phones, recording the surreal scene. Patricia's voice hitched. This is absurd. You have no authority here. A new voice cut in, a woman in a sharp suit, flashing an FBI badge. Special Agent Lauren Brooks, FBI. Attacks on military families are federal jurisdiction, Ms. Hensley, especially when they suggest bias. Patricia's face paled as she glanced from Hawk to Brooks, then to the armed SEALs. Two don't know what you mean, she stammered. I stepped forward, Lena at my side. You tripped my pregnant cousin today, endangering her and her baby. Patricia's eyes darted to me, confusion flickering. Ethan, what are you doing with these people? Hawk removed his mask, his smile chilling. Ms. Hensley, meet Commander Ethan Caldwell, SEAL Team 6, your neighbor. Patricia's jaw dropped, her hand clutching her throat. We have witnesses, Agent Brooks said, nodding at the crowd. And possibly security footage. Mrs. Kim Park, a shy neighbor, stepped up, her voice fierce. I saw it from my window. I have video. She tripped Lena and insulted her. Others chimed in, showing photos and clips, revealing Patricia's targeted harassment. She's been after Lena since day one, said Colonel James Harrow, a retired Army officer. I've logged 8 incidents of selective rule enforcement. It's illegal under Virginia law. Patricia's defiance crumbled, her blazer hanging loose on her shrinking frame. These are lies. I enforce the standards everyone signed. Hawk's voice was ice. Standards don't include assaulting pregnant women. Brooks moved closer. We're investigating this as assault and a possible hate crime. You're coming with us for questioning. Patricia's panic erupted. A hate crime? That's ridiculous. I quoted her. People like you don't belong in Silver Oak. That's what you said after tripping her? 2 FBI agents flanked Brooks, their presence final. Come voluntarily, or we arrest you, Brooks said. Patricia's shoulders sagged. This is a misunderstanding, she muttered, her voice small as they led her to a vehicle. Hawk raised an eyebrow at me. Commander, was the chopper show really needed? I glanced at Lena's bandage, her hand on her belly. She needed to know who she crossed. As Patricia passed, she hissed, You set me up, MOVYing your immigrant cousin here to stir trouble. Lena stood tall. I was born in Miami, Ms. Hensley. My husband's a Marine. My cousin's a SEAL commander. We're as American as you. Patricia snapped. The flags come down in 24 hours. Colonel Harrow interrupted. As HOA VYC president, I'm calling a vote to remove you, effective now. We'll re-VYSE those biased bylaws. The crowd erupted, shouting approval, years of resentment boiling over. As Patricia was driven away, Lena squeezed my hand. Was all this necessary, Ethan? The helicopters, the SEALs? I watched my team secure the area, blending my covert world with this suburban one. Family's everything, Lena. Some lines you don't cross. 3 months later, Lena welcomed a healthy girl, Sophia. Marco returned for the birth, his eyes shining as he held his daughter. The neighborhood threw a hero's welcome, a "Welcome home, Marine" banner glowing with pride. Patricia pleaded guilty to assault, got community service and counseling, and sold her house, her reign forgotten. Colonel Harrow, now HOA president, greenlit a flag policy celebrating all heritages, and Silver Oak bloomed with diversity, monthly potlucks bursting with global flavors. I'm still just a tech guy to most neighbors, my team ribbing me about my HOA mission. But Silver Oak learned a truth: you never know who lives next door, so treat everyone with respect. Judge character, not looks or roots. And here, pregnant women walk in peace. Sometimes, justice lands with Blackhawks, and that's exactly how it should be.